Hello and welcome everybody. Recently I got a question on Instagram. A 14-year-old boy asked, hey, I've got my first 1K sprint coming up and I really don't know what's better, a high stroke rate, a low stroke rate. So if you're in the same situation, this video is for you. And you may not be 14, but a late starter master, late starter adult rower, but I hope it's interesting. The most important thing is to understand that stroke rate is not a good measure. A stroke rate is a byproduct of boat speed. See, the stroke rate is always a response. It's important. Before we talk about high or low stroke rate, you have to understand what is it actually that you want. And what you want is high boat speed, not high stroke rate. There are a lot of people who try to aim for high stroke rate and that actually slows down the boat. And the best thing I've heard about this was an umpire telling the launch driver, slow down, it's the last 500. They're now getting the rates up. And that tells you everything. High rates, just for the sake of high rate, usually lead to slower boat speeds. How much boat speed can you achieve with which stroke rate? So there's a trade-off. The higher the stroke rate is, the slower the boat will go in relation to the amount of work you put in. So a stroke rate 50 will barely get you any advantages over a 45. A 45 over 40 will get you maybe a bit of advantage, but there's a bit of a trade-off. A 40 over a 35 will get you a bit of advantage, but the question is how long can you do it? A 1K is a bit long in a single for a 40. Now 35 over 30 does make quite a bit of a difference if you have the corresponding boat speed. And now everything starts to come together. If you are at the catch and you start to accelerate, whoop, the faster you pull the boat or push the boat past that anchor point of the blade, the less time you spend doing this, which means you just completed one motion quicker, which means if you do it quicker, you can do more of the same thing per minute. Faster drive time, higher stroke rate. The problem occurs when people forget about the drive time that actually counts and start to rush forward because the high stroke rate is the ultima ratio. So that's what we need, but it's not. It's important to focus on drive time, anchoring, propelling the boat, and then answering the increased boat speed with a quicker preparation that is in tune with the current speed of the boat traveling through the water. If you have a speed coach, try it out. Where's the trade-off the biggest? So generally speaking, for a 1K race, I would be between the 28 and the 35 for the first part of the race. It also depends on how you strategize. I like to strategize for my explosive athletes that for the first 400, you kind of stay with the pack, but you don't really lose connection to them. And then for the last 600, you simply put the hammer down. Everybody can survive 600 meters. For endurance athletes, go at a higher stroke rate right from the start and try to get the lead and hold it because you probably cannot overpower yourself. So that means you cannot waste yourself so badly that you cannot pull through. That's for the two extreme examples. That's important to understand. Don't overpower yourself the first 400 if you're explosive. Be moderate with the stroke rate. Do 1, 2, 3 1Ks. See where you can be comfortably. And that would be my comfort zone for the first 400, but don't lose connection. If that's a 30, go for a 30. If that's a 34, go for a 34. And then for the last 600, put the hammer down. And for the last 300, don't worry about a stroke rate. Don't even look at it. Look at boat speed. If you have a speed coach, always look at boat speed. That's what counts. That's what's really important. If you don't have a speed coach or nothing to actually monitor how fast you're going, what I recommend you do is get a different boat that you can trail along and try out. It can be a double or a quad or even an 8. You know, I've had training sessions where I tried to follow an 8. So, okay, how can I improve my technique? So my heart rate is low and I'm as fast as this 8, me rowing in a single, they in the 8, and I try, okay, can I stick with them? Yeah, kind of works, okay. If I change my technique, this and this, oh, okay, now I can stay with it. That's how you experiment. And that's how you can experience. If you're 14 years old and there's an 8 right next to you, it may take everything you've got to stay with this 8 that is going low steady state. But try it out. Give it a try and say, okay, if I go 35, can I stay with it? Okay, if I go 30, can I still stay with it? Okay. So that means 35 doesn't make me that much faster than 30. Perfect. I'm going to stay around with 30 for the first 400 meters. That's how you find it out. And then the rest is just experience. What I recommend you do is don't be too conservative. Most people are scared to give it all and it's not enough and fail big time. So what? In 5 years down the line, you will not even think of your races when you were 14. Now is the time to make experience. Gain experience, try things out. If you fail for the first 3 races massively at the 700-800 meter mark and you still push, you're better than most other people, because most other people roll with their handbrakes. I don't know, it's still 300 meters, 200 meters, I don't know if I can do this. Just find it out. Find it out. Go into no man's land and say, hello, no man's land. I'm ready to die today on this course. Everybody else as well? Oh, you're not? Perfect. Would you like to be my opposition? Good. Because I can give it all. Can you too? That makes you so much stronger. Alrighty, I'm getting off topic here. I hope this video was helpful. There's so much more to say about this, but for me it's important to get rid of this mindset that stroke rate is everything. It is not. Boat speed is everything. Alrighty, stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.